This video is about computer buying tips. Where do you go to find a computer? What specifications do you look for? Maybe you're on a budget, or maybe you want something that works well for multitasking and can boot up and respond quickly. First, on the large scale, you want to make up your mind whether you want to go with a desktop, a laptop, or a custom-built computer. Keep in mind that if you want mobility, then a laptop is the way to go. But spec for spec, the laptop is going to be more expensive and more prone to overheating, which causes slowness. In other words, whenever you can, go the desktop route. If you have the money, then a custom-built desktop is the way to go. You get the most bang for your buck, but you're going to spend in the neighborhood of about $1,400 or more. If you compare a custom-built computer to a retail store-bought computer, you're going to get more bang for your buck, more performance, and outlive a retail computer at anywhere near the same price. How much money do you want to spend? What's your budget? If you want to spend less than $500, then you may be thinking about a refurbished computer. Refurbished computers can often get you better specs than a brand new computer could at the same price if you're thinking about something under $500. One other thing, if you're thinking of buying a refurbished computer, always make sure you're buying from a reputable source. I'll get more into that later. If you're looking to spend less than $1,400 and you're going retail, I recommend a Dell computer, not HP, not Lenovo, not Asus. Dell has consistently shown my customers a longer lifespan, and if you're looking to buy a Dell computer at a retail store, I recommend going to Micro Center in Richardson. If you're looking for something custom, let me know and I can fix you up with something even better. Whenever I'm asked, what computer model do you recommend? I say, well, that's a tough question. Computer models seem to change within weeks, and I never know what availability will be. So instead, here are the minimum specifications I recommend for buying a new computer, whether it be a laptop, a desktop, or a custom-built computer. I recommend a minimum of a Core i5 processor or a Core i7 on the higher end. These are Intel processors, and I don't recommend buying a computer that has an AMD processor. They're just not as reliable. You'll want a minimum of 8 GB of memory or 16 GB on the higher end. When we're talking about a hard drive or an SSD, we're talking about storage capacity, but in a big way, we're also talking about speed. Remember, the hard drive, or its newer version, the SSD, is where we store our pictures, files, all data actually is stored here on these drives. Hard drives are slowly being phased out and replaced by the newer technology called solid-state drive, or SSD for short. The difference between these two technologies in performance is significant, and I no longer recommend buying a computer that does not have an SSD. Now here's where things get a bit tricky. Because the SSD is more expensive than a hard drive, retailers often sell a computer that has both. Here's why. If you purchase a new computer that has a 1 TB SSD in it, it's going to get expensive pretty fast. On the other hand, if you buy a computer that has a 256 GB SSD, which is much smaller for running the operating system and your programs, plus it has a 1 TB hard drive, which is a lot bigger for storing all of your pictures, files, music, and documents, well then this setup is actually going to save you money. This combination is getting more common, and it is exactly the setup I recommend. With this setup, you get the best of both worlds. Plenty of storage, without spending a lot of money, and taking advantage of the newer technology to run your computer and its programs much faster. Lastly, before making a purchase, you'll want to consider your monitor or monitors that you'll be connecting to your new computer. What connection types do your monitors have? The 4 common monitor connection types are, from oldest to newest, VGA, DVI, HDMI, and DisplayPort. Make sure you know which connection types your monitors will have and whether the connections on the back of the computer will support them. If they don't, talk to a sales rep about the additional connectors or cables required. This has been My Computer Buying Tips. Write to me if you have questions, and remember to follow. Thanks for watching.